What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Dan E Show with me, your host, Daniel Cody, giving you commentary on all things wrestling. Thank you to all of you who have viewed in the past. I've really appreciated it. I hope you continue. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you can be notified on all things from my show. Without further ado, let's get started with night 2 of WrestleMania 37 for the first time ever live audience. Awesome. But can someone tell me what in the Nike 3-6 helicopter was that we saw last night? What in the Shack in the Box helicopter was that? What was that? Randy Orton and The Fiend started the night off. And I'll have to be honest. I do like Randy Orton. He's kind of cool to watch. Everybody was just so happy to see everyone. I didn't know The Fiend could fly. I didn't know Fiends could fly. I don't play that little app, Best Fiends. I'm not the biggest fan of it. But I didn't know Fiends could fly. But Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, can fly. And Bray Wyatt looks like he's lost a little weight, I must say. But either way, moving on. Great match. If you pay close attention, there is a part in the early stage of the match where Bray Wyatt lets out that legendary, yeah, which is a tribute to late great wrestler and former ally of the Wyatt family, Luke Harper, some know in AEW as Brody Lee, who several months ago in 2020, a year that claimed a lot of people, of course, he passed away, God rest his soul. But he went home and he's resting well in heaven. But Bray Wyatt, in his match, paid tribute to him, emulating that yeah taunt that Luke Harper was very famous for, including the hand signals that he's also known for. So you can tell, and I rewinded that so many times. I don't know about you guys, but I rewinded that a lot because that was just so great to watch. Him in the middle of the match paid tribute to his friend and his ally, Luke Harper, God rest his soul. But that match was great to watch. We thought, first of all, I must say, it's nice to see Bray Wyatt got cleaned up because the last time we saw him, he looked like a crispy fried Slipknot mushroom head reject when one of the members gets burned alive and come back. More so mushroom head. He looks like one of the mushroom head members got burned alive and came back. But he got cleaned up pretty well. He's reformed. Looks pretty cool, I must say. But that match was interesting. The ending, though, what in the world was that? I mean, Alexa comes in and totally distracts him, and Randy Orton goes for the RKO, and just all of the fans were in total shock and silence. It just brought the whole Raymond James Stadium to a complete silence, and then it turned into boos. But what in the world was that? And to make matters even more disappointing, if you notice, we saw Apollo Crews go up against Big E Langston. And just when we thought Big E was going to retain, this giant, I forgot his name, but the last I saw him, he was in what was called Raw Underground. Some of you remember that. I don't know what happened to Raw Underground. Maybe they canceled it for whatever reason. I don't know. I have to look it up. But last I saw him was in Raw Underground going up against Braun Strowman. And last I also remember, I think he came up short, if I'm not mistaken, to Braun Strowman, who whooped Shane's butt the other night. So congratulations to Braun. Bullies never win. And I would love to see Braun Strowman be an advocate for anti-bullying campaigns, because he would say, "Don't be a bully, be a star." Get these hands. It's not my best impression, but either way. Apollo Crews is the new Intercontinental Champion under crooked fashion. So that's another, with help from this new giant who got his butt kicked by Braun Strowman. And on top of that, it happened in Big E's hometown of Tampa. Injustice. Speaking of more crazy moments, you also have, Shayna Baszler, who has a thing for breaking bones. I mean, her and Nebuchadnezzar should have been real good friends because Nebuchadnezzar likes to cut people into pieces. Shayna likes to break people into pieces. So I was kind of rooting for Natalya and Tamina. I noticed that, Nia Jax was talking a little bit of trash to Tamina, who is also one of her cousins in the legendary Anoa'i family, which also includes the so-called tribal chief, Roman Reigns, and of course The Rock and the Usos, so etc. But nonetheless, Nia and Shayna retained. Nia talked a little trash to Tamina. And I will say that your censorships, you guys don't know how to censor on time. Because as soon as Nia was like, you're not, she said the word and then they tried to mute it, but she already said it. Y'all supposed to catch the word. AEW did the exact same thing. Work on your censorship. Be ready at all times. Also, she called herself, she said something about King Kong, and Corey referred to King Kong versus Godzilla, but she started talking about herself as King Kong. If I didn't know any better what she was going to say, and I can't play this because of the language, but if I didn't know any better, I think what Nia was really trying to say was Denzel Washington's infamous line from Training Day. King Kong ain't got on me. Yeah, the iconic line. That was my only favorite part about that particular movie. But either way, they retained, darn it. But then, what else happened? Here's some good news. Since both of them are fan favorites, it was still great between Rhea and Asuka. Asuka, I know that meant a lot to her to get a victory at WrestleMania because as she represented NXT last year, she lost the championship to Charlotte Flair. This year, she won a championship from Asuka. So that was very awesome to watch. And I know Rhea has to feel good. She made it right. And it was almost like a lot of wrong has been made right. Last year, pandemic kept us from the crowd. This year, we're back in business. It was so awesome to actually have a crowd. Hopefully, everyone is safe because safety is my first concern for everyone. I want everyone to we all want to have a good time, but I want us all to be safe. So hopefully, because some of y'all took y'all mask off. It was a couple of people in that audience that wasn't wearing their mask. And y'all wasn't too spaced out. Y'all need to be spaced out. Just in case y'all decide to sneeze. Are y'all allergic? In case you allergic to rain, I need to know. So in case you sneeze. Because if you sneeze and you go, I'm running. So, some of y'all didn't have a mask on. I noticed that. I be paying attention. But either way, congratulations to Rhea Ripley for making her wrongs right at WrestleMania. Also, last but not least, I think did I mention everybody first of all? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Bayley with the Teen Titan haircut looking Bayley. Got thrown across the ramp by the Bella Twins, which was fun to watch. And Titus and Hulk Hogan, you guys look silly in that pirate outfit. I'm just saying, they look silly. That's just me. Y'all look silly. Moving on, after having a couple of disappointments and misunderstandings between the Fiends, um, whatever that was, and the tag team championships. Oh yes, was that a moment or what with Sheamus? And I know it had to be feel good for Sheamus because it seemed like Sheamus had been going into a downward spiral. After all, he had been taking defeat from Keith Lee, who I also think is a very cool wrestler to watch. He lost to Keith Lee. He lost twice to Drew McIntyre and their little brief rivalry. So it seemed like he was going into a downward spiral, but now he is the United States champion. And was that a heck of a bro kick or what? If you saw it last night, you saw Matt Riddle go for a springboard backflip, and Sheamus caught him with his signature bro kick in mid-air in the middle of the backflip. That was iconic. I ain't gonna lie. That was iconic right there. Last but certainly not least, the triple threat match. Now, many people asked, was Edge a heel? Or I learned a new word recently. A couple of weeks ago, I tweeted about Sasha becoming a heel. Now, according to night one, both of those two were favorites, and I must say those two are my favorites. While Becky Lynch is my favorite female wrestler, all-time favorite right now, if I had to make a list of people that came after her, it would be Sasha, Bianca, and depending on her character status, heel or face, sometimes Charlotte. Rhea, Asuka, love watching them. Miss, what's her name? Kairi Sane and Vega, but those were some of the ones I like to watch female-wise. They're great, talented. But I remember saying after Sasha attacked Bianca, I think she's gone a little heel. And there's a lot of people in the comment sections that were saying she was quote unquote a tweener. And I began to ask myself, what's a tweener? And it was explained. I Googled it and I looked it up, and some of the people in the comment section helped me because I posted a comment on a video. And a lot of people said she's a tweener, which means she's an in-betweener. I mean, sometimes she's good, sometimes she's villainous. And some people may say that Edge in this triple threat match was a tweener, which means mixed with heelish attitude and mixed with a little bit of face attitude. Because I had chills when Edge came out that night. There was an amazing ovation for him and Daniel Bryan. Of course, this time they booed Roman Reigns, except this time it was earned. But I've said before, Roman is taking from his cousin The Rock because The Rock did the same thing. He tried to be the good guy, they booed him, so he embraced his villainous side, and it worked for him at the moment, which is what Roman is doing right now. But darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it. I really wish someone else would have won that triple threat match. It was a great triple threat match, but darn it, one of the Usos screwed it up and helped Roman again. I would love to see Roman win on his own. Just win on your own, man. And I was hoping that either Bryan or Edge would come out victorious, especially since Edge worked hard to get it. But we got to see what happens next. I will say this. Tonight is the episode of Monday Night Raw. And you know, Raw after WrestleMania is interesting. The only difference is we're going back to the Thunderdome. And so the villains won't get cheered tonight and the good guys won't get booed like usual. So can you imagine? Can you imagine WrestleMania, Raw or SmackDown after WrestleMania with a crowd? I wouldn't be surprised if Baron Corbin got cheered. Baron Corbin, or Bailey, or Roman Reigns, or the Jesus wannabe Seth Rollins. Although legend has it that Seth Rollins still has a headache from being swung around so much on Saturday. But congratulations, Roman retained thanks to his cousin again. So I can't wait to see what happens. I am very interested in Monday Night Raw tonight because, as we all know, someone's going to return. Someone's coming from NXT. Someone's returning from injury. And it is going to be exciting. But the thing I'm really concerned about is hearing what in the world is with Alexa and the Fiend's relationship. That's really what I'm coming to see. So I can't wait to see what happens there. And this is all the time I got for you right now. And I'll be with you again with another episode of my reviews on wrestling. Peace.